Hey y'all, welcome back to my page. Welcome to the replay. You know you're catching the replay if you don't see a red box right about there. Can y'all guess what I'm holding? Can y'all guess what these are? Aren't they so cute? They're itty bitty. So when you hop on, say hey, hit the heart button, y'all. And make sure that you follow the page, sprinkle the video, and let's make maybe 2 projects tonight. We're going to attempt watercoloring, and hopefully it goes well. So these are, let's see. Oh, look, y'all are answering correctly. Ding, ding, you get the prize. These are radishes. These are all listed on our Zach's Etsy site, and they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't know if we're going to use these tonight, but we're going to do a project with, I've been dying to do this, y'all, and I was waiting for the right time. We're going to be doing these radishes. Something about these radishes I fell in love with, like the minute I saw them. But what's even better, y'all, they're 50% off right now. There's, I don't know, select few designs that are 50% off, but these radishes are, and there's 6 of them, and they just remind me of like that, like they're dancing. Like this one right here. That's the type of dance that I would do. Bust a move, right? I don't know. They're just like, this one right here reminds me of like a body with hands. I don't know. Maybe not, but these radishes fit perfectly on the transfer, and there is 6 of them. So these are the wood cutouts. I don't think we're going to use those tonight, but we are going to do something else that involves watercoloring. And I'm going to attempt to watercolor these radishes. Now, I've never done it the way that I'm about to show you, so fingers crossed that it works. Okay. So type in radish. That is the key word. So this right here is a line that you can cut your transfer like in half. So when you type in the word radish, I will send you a message. And in that one message is a bunch of different things that you can do. Okay. So I need to figure out which, I think we're going to do the radishes, the top ones. Okay, here goes nothing, y'all. So I'm going to peel this off of my backer sheet and find my fuzzing cloth, okay? So what I'm going to do is just take this and fuzz it a little bit. That just means you're applying lint to the back, okay? That would! Oh my gosh, Patty, that's a great idea. Make magnets with your radishes. That is a very cute idea. I love that. And you could give it to your mom for Mother's Day. Ta-da! Isn't that a great idea? All right, so first what we're going to do, before I go lay this on my surface, these are the 3 colors that we're going to use. Currant Jam, Sage, and Pesto. Okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to get them all prepped and make sure that they are all the right consistency. Pesto is a darker green. I haven't used it a whole lot. Yes, Wanda, I think we're going to make a tea towel tonight. And I did put a single packet of black velvet ink. I do have a tea towel that I ironed to get most of the wrinkles out. Michelle Pryor, this, I've had this for a long time. Be an example. Let's be better humans. My aunt has it's like a 501c3, and we had a t-shirt club for a while, and she's moved on to bigger and better things, but that's where a lot of these shirts come from. And this one I happened to design for the t-shirt club. All right, so as you can see, I just sprayed some water in here because the paste, if it is not used all the time and sits in the jar over time, it is going to dry up because this is chalk in paste form. And like I said earlier, I put a packet of ink. This is chalk in ink form, and ink is permanent once it's heat set, okay? So let me just get this to the consistency I want. See my pesto? Kind of looks like a mess, so let me just stir it up after adding some water and make sure it is like a yogurt, sour cream-like consistency. And you will know when it starts to get to the right consistency because it's going to be easier to stir and not difficult, but it's a little more thick, on the thick side, I guess you could say. Yeah. And then I have my sage. All right. Hi, Velda. How are you? Hi, Janine. Will that work the same as the solid liquid clear glass? Peggy, you know what? I've never used that. I'm not sure. I am not sure. I'm well, thank you. Oh, Dina, aren't these cute? Okay, so here is kind of step by step of what's going to happen. Y'all say a prayer that this is going to work. So what we're going to do first is we're going to lay this on this is a 5x7 double-sided box frame, okay? One side is like this. Yes, thank you, Vicki. Distilled water, purified water, not tap water. And then a white side, okay? I know, Robin, the radishes are really growing on me, and they're 50% off while supplies last. Okay? Or there may be a certain date. I have to look. But the link in the message that you receive will have all the details. All right, so here we go. So we're going to apply this hopefully in the center before I go pressing this all down. Good enough. And we want to make sure that we do not have any air bubbles, okay? These radishes, every time I look at them, I giggle. Like, they are so stinking cute. Something about them. All right, so these etched transfers can be a little tricky. So let me break it down for you. Anywhere that you see the white silk screen. So basically the white background, it's going to turn up the color that we put through the silk screen. Anywhere that you see the green parts, that is going to stay white because white is the background color of our surface. Okay, so I just sometimes struggle myself with these etched transfers because I get them like backwards. Okay, so you kind of think it through. Yes, Kevin, the only thing missing is a smiley face. We might have to do like 2 eyes and a mouth. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with Currant Jam. Currant Jam is the radish. So I need to mentally tell myself or out loud, don't chalk over is it the radish stem? I don't know, y'all, because I don't eat radishes. They're cute, but I don't eat them. All right, so we're going to take this and work up. And I'm going to make sure that I stop at the stem, okay? Same for over here. We're going to, and this is Currant Jam, y'all. This is the color Currant Jam. Many of you probably don't have it. I don't use it a whole lot. But it is a very pretty color. All right, so there is that. Okay, so that is covered. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to peel this up because I don't want the paste drying in the silk screen. I need to release the paste from the screen. So I'm going to work my way kind of the center-ish and lift it up and stop, okay? There we have it so far, all right? Now, what you want to do next is, let me see if I can show you without making a mess. Notice how we peeled up some of the stem that we haven't chalked on yet. Okay, so we're just going to lay it back down. It kind of fell. And I'm going to make sure that I take my finger and place that area that I didn't chalk back down to a smooth surface, a flat surface. I don't want that air bubble sitting there. Okay, because then we're going to go in with pesto, which is the darker green, and we're going to do those radish stems, leaves. I don't know if y'all told me what they're called. One of your favorite colors, yes. Des, I got the butterflies backwards. No, you know what I got backwards and really had trouble with was the etched sunflower that we had a while back. That really threw me for a loop. But once I got it, it was exciting because this etched design is actually pretty cool. You can do all sorts of things with it. All right, so let's finish this. And then we're going to lift this off and we are going to dry it. Okay, so I'm going to peel it from the center. And this is what we have. Okay, so that's step one. Look how stinking cute they are. Dancing radishes. All right, so that's going to go over there. And I'm going to clean this because we may need to use it again, depending on how our watercoloring skills are. Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers that it works. Kevin, you're so funny. Well, that is just radishy. Hi, everybody. Hi, Nishaba. All right, so I'm going to take a wipe and just clean off the top or the non-sticky side of my transfer, okay? Makes it easier. Do whatever you want, but that's how I do it. You do you, okay? Then I'm going to take my board eraser and I'm going to wipe off, doing the exact same thing. This is going to help remove that pesto and currant jam paste that we used out of the screen, okay? Then I'm going to flip it over, sticky side up, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, okay? And then I'm going to kind of flip it over because some of these silk screens are like really small, and I want to make sure I get it all out, okay? All right, so now it's clean, all right? Just stained a little bit, no big deal. It's fine. It's not the end of the world, okay? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to dry it. And this is where the fun begins, after the drying, okay? Let me see, Dina. I did check it earlier. Who knows? Who knows? Radish. Let me see. Okay, so you want to make sure this is really dry. Like, really dry. Don't guess. Really dry. It works for me. Does it work for everybody else? Because what we're going to do next is you're going to grab a color tray and we are going to water down both currant jam and sage. The lighter green and then the same color we use for the radishes. Okay? Hi, Linda. Hi, Brownie. How are you? Hi, Loretta. Hey, hey. Let me know if that works, y'all. Peggy, yeah, definitely try. All right, so I see that we're good. I think we're good, okay? So what we're going to do next, hi. Something is sticking to me. So I need to grab 2 of these. So I did put the color trays in the supply list tonight, y'all. These are pretty cool. Hi, Hope. How are you? Okay, let me move this out of the way and we're going to grab some currant jam. I don't really need a whole lot, so we're going to see if that works. like I didn't hardly put any, okay? Then we're going to grab some sage. This one we may need a little bit more. Just a little bit. And we'll see. We may have to add to it. I don't know. We'll see. Hi, Janet. Okay, thanks, Deb, for confirming. Hi, Margaret. Thanks, Jeanette. So, Dina, I'm not sure why it's not working for you. Okay, so I'm going to spray this with some water, okay? And I really want to make sure that it's watered down good. Basically, what we're going to do, friends, so I grabbed some itty-bitty paintbrushes, okay? Well, I say they're itty-bitty. They're not terribly itty-bitty. But what we're going to do is I think I'm going to use this one that has this cover on it. Not sure why some of them come with a cover. Do y'all know the reason why? Is that to keep its like really fine point? But I'm going to stir this or just kind of work this water into the paste, okay? Now, I really want this watered down, and this is kind of chunky, so I may have used too much, or we need to apply some more water. But either way, you want to really water this down. Like I would even say thinner than acrylic paint. So let me just smush it. Smushy smush. All right, there we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is make a mess, but I'm going to offload some of that excess that I got by mixing it onto apparently my desk, off to the side, okay? So let me clean that up. And here we go. I don't know that it's quite watered down the way I want it. Now, this is the part y'all are going to have to be patient with me on. I really have to concentrate to make sure that I stay in the lines. That's just my preference. Okay, and I'll show you as I go through this process. And I'm using a very fine tip for a good reason. Some of these areas on the transfer are really, really small. Okay. And I don't know if I can do this, but maybe. Y'all see what I'm doing? I'm literally just taking the point of the paintbrush. And I've never done this before, y'all. I've always done the opposite, where I paint the section first and then lay the transfer. But honestly, I'm thinking I like this better. What? Wow. Okay, so check out this one. What? We just did that. Y'all hit the heart button. I'm pretty darn excited. So just be patient with yourself. Give yourself some grace. I think that's cool, y'all. This is kind of fun. And the more I work with this, the bigger my brush strokes are. Now, granted, this leaf, or what I say, stem, is a little bit larger than the others. So I'm not going as slow. This is pretty cool. I'm not really a painter, so I've never been brave enough to try this, but we did tonight. So far, not too shabby. Okay, so there's number 2. What do y'all think? Pretty cool, huh? Watercolor with the butterflies. Yes. Hi, Monique. Thank you. All right, so here on this one, we have a lot of little bitty details. So I'm going to take my time. And make sure I stay inside the lines. Woohoo, y'all. I've never done this, so another thing under my belt. Now we can watercolor any etch transfer that we have. All right, so those are the 3. Look at that. That is so stinking cute. Thanks, Brenda. All right, so now we're done with the sage. So I'm going to just put this over here, and I'm going to take, I'll take this one. So we need to mix up our currant jam. And this one, I really want this lighter because this is a very powerful color. And I really don't want it to, I really want to see the difference. So let me do something. See if this works. I just kind of wiped off the excess from the brush onto a wipe. Y'all, this is amazing. Oh my goodness. You can call me for watercoloring tips. Look at that. Oh, it's so much fun. That is so cool. What do y'all think? Not too shabby, huh? Something different. And you could even go lighter with the color if you wanted to. Just your preference. And don't forget their little bitty legs. I tell you, they're dancing. They're dancing machines. All right, so one more, and then we're going to use the same transfer, and we're going to make a tea towel. So remember, guys, these radishes are 50% off the transfer, and it comes with a total of 6 radishes. And they each kind of have their own, they're doing their own thing. It's not matchy-matchy. This is so cool. Look at that. Wow. I'm in love, y'all. This is so neat. All right, so there's this project. Now, let me just tell you that if you, let's just say maybe one of your colors was too dark and I don't know, like let's say the sage like went over some of the veins in the leaves. You can absolutely lay this back down and go over it. Okay, so like I'm not going to do it on this one. Like I was thinking about putting it back down and doing the outline in black, but I'm like, no, then that's going to make the radishes black. So you really got to think through these etch transfers. But that is an idea if you just wanted to go over with the pesto. Okay. How stinking cute. That is adorable. All right, next project. Let me turn on my, okay, my heat press is turned on. We're done with this paste. And we're going to quickly slap this onto a tea towel. Okay? Hi, Annette. How are you? But y'all, I put a link for all of the specials. There's a couple transfers on sale, 50% off for you guys to check out. So let me just clean this up. Clean as you go. All right, grab the tea towel. So this is the tea towel that I have. And I want my hanger to be up top. So we're going to flip it this way. And I'm going to use what we call an ink mat. Okay. The ink mat is going to hold our tea towel in place. And that way it doesn't move when we go to apply our transfer and our ink on top of it, okay? So what I'm gonna do is just line up these radishes. We're using the same transfer. Press it down. Hopefully it's straight. This one's a little kind of crooked. There. Either way, it'll be fine, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your ink packet that I put there in the supply list, and you're just gonna kind of massage it, and you want to move all of your ink upside down towards the name, the color name, okay? Like this. Because you are gonna have some left over, and you need to remember what color this is, right? So let's cut this off. Just cut a corner off like so. Grab a mini squeegee. And I'm just going to do this all in black. Okay? Just like this. You just drag that squeegee over the screen, forcing that black ink through the screen onto your towel. Go and pick up all of your excess and bring it over to where you may need some. And now we're going to lift it up. Okay, I'm just going to slide this right there. And then I recommend that what you do is grab like a paper clip, or I don't know, something to just like clip that so that you can use the rest of your ink. All right, so check your fingers, make sure that you don't have any ink there. And then you're just gonna peel this up. Oh my goodness. That is adorable. So now we're gonna dry it. Now, if you have one of those like big Mama Jamma hot heat guns, make sure you take the ink mat out first. But I'm going to dry this before we heat set it. Typically, if you're doing this at home, just let it dry overnight or wait a couple of hours before you actually heat set it, okay? Missy, I get these all the time. Ooh, that's a great idea, Kevin. I get tea towels from Amazon all the time. You know, Deb, I don't even know. Should we try it? I would think that we would want to make sure that the layer 1 is dry first and heat set. Y'all want to try it? I got to make sure that I have my colors. Okay, hold on. So we need currant jam. So I have currant jam. I don't know that I have pesto. Hold on, guys. I have eucalyptus ink. We can try that. Okay, let me just test this out. All right, so what we're going to do next, we're going to peel this off the ink mat. Okay, there's our ink mat, and we are going to place this little heat pad underneath with a layer of parchment paper. Okay, then I'm going to take and just kind of run my little heat press or iron over the area for, I don't know, with the heat press, it probably gets hotter than an iron for maybe a minute. but definitely an iron maybe for about 2 to 3. You're basically just heat setting the ink in the fabric so that you can wash and dry this over and over and it won't come out. It's pretty awesome. Okay. Hey. Thanks, Michelle. Yes, Dawn, that's a great idea. You can tape it. Yes. You want to use ink for tea towels? Oh, do I have a link? Send me a message to the page and I can respond. Okay, here we go. So y'all want to see. Okay, I think I'm going to put this back underneath to make sure that it stays in place. So what am I doing? I need to grab ink. Oh, Lord. Zach, what are you doing now? Okay, here we go. I'm going to put some ink in here and we're going to water it down and see what it does. Okay, so I've just put some ink in here. I don't know, I've never done this. We shall see. So this is ink, y'all, that we're doing right now. We are going to attempt to watercolor with ink. So that is what it looks like. Basically the same thing. Now, let me grab a paper towel before I sling this everywhere. Stall Amy for 12 minutes. Zach Mills. Okay, so I have Current Jam ink, right? And I'm just going to brush it over the radish. Now, I realized we could have done the whole like green outline like we did the paste, but y'all challenged me right in the middle of this to watercolor with ink, which is fine. I'm up for it. So we're gonna have black outlined radishes with Current Jam in the center. Is that okay with y'all? All right. So I am having to use a little bit more, like more than one coat, but that's fine. Or I just need to pick up more, whatever you call it, watered down ink. I think it's working. It's kind of looking kind of cool, y'all. I'll hold it up as soon as we get to the correct stopping point. I don't know what Zach is doing. What did he say? 12 minutes? Yeah, 12 minutes to do the leaves. Wonderful. Good grief. I have no idea what he's in there cutting. All right. So let me show you what this looks like. This is Current Jam, okay? Okay, here we go. I'm going to hold it upside down because, all right, see that? It is working. You could do pesto. Yeah, we could have done what we did. That's all right. Looks like they have a little dirt on them. All right, so let me stir this up and we're going to see what happens with the sage. No. Let me see if I can see my sage, y'all. Hold on. Where's my sage? I don't know if I have any. Please hold. Found some. Okay. Not eucalyptus, but sage. All right, let's water it down. Hopefully it shows up on this tea towel. We'll see. grab a little bitty brush. And let's see what happens. That's probably too much. Okay, how many minutes we got? Zach. All right, this is probably going to take a little bit longer because it's going to require a few more coats. So far, I know it's hard for y'all to see. But it is working. Okay, I do have a question for y'all. So, mothers, grandmas, grandmothers, nurses, aunts, whomever you are out there, I need home remedy tips for heat rash. Jackson has it. Is it a true statement that when heat rash it's good when it starts to dry up? Like his face has these little bitty bumps all over it and they're really dry. I need y'all's help. Okay, so we got one leaf done. Trying to kill that 12 minutes. Hi, cornstarch, Dina. So what do? Just put it on there? Like, just put it on his face, or do you water it down? I guess you're going to have to water it down, right? Okay, so there's leaf number uno. Let me move all the ink out of the way. Not bad, y'all. It's possible. Look at that. Ah. Okay, but how do you... Yes, so, Linda, the ink is chalk in ink form. It is chalk, but it's in ink form. And it's working. So layer one, definitely in this case, would be the black velvet. But you need to make sure that you heat set in between is what I would recommend. Before you start to watercolor. And, you know, probably not use the black as the first color. But it's your preference, right? Y'all challenged me right in the middle of putting black radishes on the tea towel. Okay, so I will tell you that the watercolor portion of this is most likely going to take longer to dry because there's more water, right, in this ink because we watered it down. So just be mindful of that. If you're trying to rush gifts or projects, that you give yourself plenty of time to let it dry before you heat set it. All right. It is kind of nice, Kelly, right? Okay, what did y'all say? I know, Chris, the first comment I saw pop up to do this was Miss Deb Lee's. I don't know if anybody else said it, but I saw her comment and she said, hey, can you do the same thing with ink? And I'm like, well, we might as well try it. So here we are. You guys probably can't see anything that I'm doing, but I will show you. Definitely get a very fine pointed paintbrush. Super important. If you want to stay in the lines. Okay? May not matter to you. but it does me. All right, so we are done. Oh my goodness. Let me just close these up, y'all, and I will show you. Okay, good. Thanks, Deb. They do look like beets, yes. Dina, you'll have to message me. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so let me put the lid on these because you never want to mess with ink and get it on your project where you don't intend to, because it's permanent. Okay, so here are the radishes watercolored. Aren't those so cute? Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we need to dry this, okay? Then we're going to heat set it again for the second layer, all right? Okay, Beverly, thank you so much. I just saw your comment about that. Thank you. It works. So, layer 1 is going to be the outline. Then you heat set it. Then you watercolor in the lines, and then you're going to dry it and heat set that one as well. Okay? This is cool, huh? Thanks, guys. We might be doing more watercoloring with ink. It's pretty awesome. All right, so let's check it out. Matter of fact, it is kind of dry. So, then you need to remove your ink mat. Okay, you don't want to heat set with that. You will have melted ink mat on whatever textile you decide to use. Just don't do that. Then put your little heat pad underneath, grab some parchment paper, and then you just heat press or iron over your design so that it's basically setting the ink inside of your textile. Okay, this is so cool. All right, where's Zach? Yes, you can iron over it. Okay, Bambi, thank you so much. All right, so I am kind of just, you see how I'm just kind of moving this all around? I just want to make sure that I get this all over my little radishes. Okay, just like that. I'm going to turn this off so I don't forget to do that. And then what we're going to do is we have our heating pad under here. Move that. Let's see if I can try and fold this to where the radishes are somewhat in the center.
I know, I gotta make some changes.
Hold on, don't show them that yet. I'm not done with my project.
The 12 minutes is up.
I'm not done. You back off. Don't steal my thunder.
I'm going to anyway.
Look at this.
I know, it's very cute.
Watercolor with paste. Oh, they're so cute. Watercolor with ink. Y'all, that is awesome. You can, Wanda, you can heat set both sides. I typically do with my t-shirts. I sometimes do it with everything. It's not necessary, but you can. Usually I'm in the habit of doing it. I just didn't do it tonight. But it's not like a deal breaker. Which one do y'all like best? The tea towel or the frame? They're both
really cute.
They are cute. That is awesome. All right, so Zach wants to show y'all something.
Zach doesn't want to show you, so Zach needs help.
Oh, Zach needs help.
I've been working on this for weeks. Let me get down here to Amy's level. I forgot she's short. Hi, everybody. Okay, so
You just dropped something.
I dropped two things because it's taped together.
It's too thin.
Oh, well, no, it's going to be every other line. I'm trying to find the line placements where I'm going to put them. But I wanted to show them the outline.
It's hard to envision.
It's not hard to envision.
All right, show them.
Okay, here's a sneak peek at the Uncle Sam ragtag Uncle Sam.
Rag tie.
Rag tie. And ignore all these little lines because this is where the fabric's going to go, but it's going to be every other line. So half of these lines are going to disappear. It looks like a goat right now.
It does.
Kind of looks like a goat. But what I've been struggling with is, do we want the face of Uncle Sam? Or do we want just the hat of Uncle Sam? So it is coming along. Like I said, it just broke because that's how many lines I have. So when I'm finalized, like it's going to be every other line.
So it's going to be like, we're going to tie here, and then we're going to tie here.
I got to find the
and
line.
We won't have that there.
I got to find the placement still for those lines. But this is the outline of it. So again, sorry that just broke. But I wanted your all's opinion on this. Do we want a face of Uncle Sam, or do we want a hat? Or just the hat? You know, just the hat. That's got like the line in it that you can do the ragtag from.
So basically what he's saying is, forget all this down here. He was going to design one where the hat was like, again, forget about all this. Basically there was going to be one line right here where we tie rags or material or ribbon so that it's just long hanging, I don't know, material. Not something like this. So it's just the hat and then our ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
Or do we want this, obviously, as well?
This is the side.
And stuff for his side ear hair or whatever you want to call it. Like his, what do you call that?
It's his under hat hair.
Yeah, under hat hair and then his beard.
His wings, I guess.
Does that make sense?
I don't know what to call them.
So hat with the material or everything?
And the thing, what I've been struggling with is, like, I know when I envision Uncle Sam has the goatee, and he's got this wide, poofy hair from the side, right? And I've seen a lot where he's got, like, the full beard, and maybe it's because they're going for the gnome look, but I'm just like, no, that's not Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam's just got the goatee.
Lots of hats.
I know, it sounds like I'm going to do both.
Kelly says to make the face a little bit more rounder. I would agree with that.
Because it's a goat right now.
But no, that's good feedback. We can go back. Overgrown sideburns. Yes.
But they're not sideburns because they're
Well,
not from
I get
here.
that.
They're more from up here, from under his hat.
But I see what she's saying.
Yes, I do too.
Oh, it could become an Uncle Sam gnome. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the nose part I'm still trying to work out as well too. But I wanted to give you all an update.
More rounder face. Yep.
It's what I'm working on. It's in the works still.
You have a deadline of 24 hours.
I have a deadline of what she said. Thanks, y'all.
All right, so that's it, guys. That was Zach's update. But here's our watercoloring. Try it, y'all. It works. It works. I would probably change the outline of these. But again, we were halfway through our project, and Deb said, can you watercolor with ink? Yes, you can. So, y'all have a good night. We'll see you later. Bye.